Farage strides into Birmingham this weekend declaring that Reform UK is ready for 2027. The claim is that by 2027 the Labour government will collapse under the weight of austerity, the Conservatives will have dwindled into irrelevance and Reform will march into Downing Street. It's a bold claim. But boldness in politics is not new. One recalls David Steele in 1981 at the Liberal Assembly urging his party to go back to your constituencies and prepare for government. What followed, of course, was not government but years of frustration. And that line has become a warning about the dangers of hubris. Harold Wilson's phrase comes to mind too. A week is a long time in politics. Farage is projecting 2 years ahead as though the future were already scripted, and this conference is designed to cement Reform as a government in waiting, with 4 MPs. Corporate sponsors from JCB to TikTok are in attendance, lured by platinum bar access and champagne breakfast, yet many companies send only junior staff, anxious not to be seen openly endorsing a toxic but popular brand. Farage may try to present this as big business flocking to his side, but the reality is far more tentative. The party also suffers from structural weakness. It has just 4 MPs, hardly enough to shadow a cabinet. Farage talks of filling key positions later, perhaps with defectors or subject experts parachuted into the Lords. This is constitutionally untested and would provoke a crisis of accountability. For now, the party is still elevating councillors and local leaders who lack national recognition. Policy detail remains thin. Platforms like Reform rails against platforms and rails. Reform rails against immigration, taxation and net zero, but admits to not having answers on major issues like prisons, healthcare and education. Richard Tice promises to identify billions in wasteful spending, but that is rhetoric without arithmetic. The parties don't know strategy will be targeted ruthlessly by Labour. The hubris is Greek in character. In tragedy, overconfidence blinds the hero to his vulnerability, and Farage imagines himself entering Downing Street as the twin pillars of British politics collapse. Yet hubris invites nemesis. Politics is littered with the boasts of those who mistook polling momentum for destiny. Farage is skilled at capturing headlines. His Oval Office photo ops with Donald Trump, his orchestration of defections like Nadine Dorries, his embrace of business sponsors. I don't know whether Nadine Dorries has ever been called a defection before. Other words very similar. All these things are designed to give the impression of inevitability. But politics is not theatre alone. Politics is not just wordplay. It is trench warfare, attrition and resilience, and events will intrude. Angela Rayner's potential resignation today may overshadow anything that Reform's showmanship and Farage's rhetorical skill can command, diverting press coverage and resetting the week's agenda. The economy may turn in unexpected ways over the next 2 years. Internal divisions may resurface. Well, the departure of Rupert Lowe, Rob Lowe, Arthur Lowe, Low-Key, is a reminder that unity is not guaranteed at all. Advance UK! Farage is right about one thing. Britain is in flux. The Conservatives are in free fall. Labour faces hard fiscal choices and the public mood is sour. Reform's rise is real, but to translate protest into power requires more than pyrotechnics and corporate cocktails. It requires discipline, detail and durability. And if all Reform is doing is collecting protest votes, that will change as soon as there is a viable big party to champion some sort of opposition to the present government. That could be a renewed Conservative Party, it could be the Lib Dems. It's certainly not going to be Reform, because Reform with 4 members cannot be His Majesty's loyal opposition. So let's return to Harold Wilson's words, a week is a long time in politics. 2 years is therefore an eternity. Farage may today boast that he's ready for 2027, but if history teaches us anything, it is that the higher the boast, the harder the fall. And the stage may be set not for triumph, but for catharsis, the tragic moment when the mask slips and the hero finds himself not crowned, but covered in egg.